Rebel V4 versus the Evo SL after 700 kilometers. Go ahead and comment down below which shoe you guys believe should win this comparison. Let's go ahead and get this sparked up.
Between New Balance Rebel version 4 and Adidas Evo SL, how it look like after 700
That Evo SL look burnt. Woo! Man, this guy is definitely a credible source. These shoes look crazy. You got wrinkles on them and everything. The grip seems like to be similar.
One of the Malaysia
very like slim.
Today I'm going to talk about my two favorite daily trainer, that is New Balance Rebel version 14 and Adidas Evo SL. How's the shoes look like after 700 kilometers? Full disclosure, these two pair of shoes is purchased by my own money, and this pair is my favorite daily trainer of 2024. And Evo SL supposedly to launch in March 2025. That is this year, the official launch. But I'm able to get it on during the limited edition launch at the October. So I'm able to use both running shoes up to 700 kilometers. So we're going to have a look on the shoes.
Y'all go ahead and comment down below for me. How many 700 kilometers is in miles?
How the shoes look like after 700 kilometers. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about the specifications, because specifications I already talk about in all my old videos. Then you can just go and view it for the Rebel and for the Evo SL down at the description. I did update some of the descriptions on the video that I reached around 300 kilometers. And my first impression review all at the link below. So you can just click the link below and have a look on the video. So on this video, we're going to compare how's the shoes.
Yo, I'm not going to pause too much, but I do actually have one for the Evo SL if y'all want to go and check that out. But I will put this video down below in the description. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out the video in the description if you guys do want to see some more in-depth of both of these two shoes. So yeah, I'll put an info card for the Evo SL somewhere here on the screen.
And how I feel about the shoes.
Either one works.
Shoes I feel really good, and some not really good. Let's start with the appearance. How's the shoes look like after 700 kilometers?
That also is breaking apart.
Best daily trainer of 2024. That is the New Balance Rebel version 14. I own two pair of this one. Currently another pair in rotation because of my Evo SL already down the road and going for retirement. So that's why I'm using the second pair of Rebel. So for the Rebel, I think some of you already have a look on the shoes before. On the upper, using the Phantom Fit and some of the wear and tear on the heel, because the heel, the padding is very thin, same as on the other side. So the wear and tear on the shoes already came out on the upper. There's no hole or anything, but on the midsole, some of the shaving already shaved off. Same on the other side
put in
of
work
the shoes. So besides that, the form already can see a lot of compression line. Basically, the shoes, the form already compressed a lot, and I can feel the ground feeling when I'm running using this pair of shoes. Some of the mark, this is some of the better mark, the treadmill marks that I overstepped it, all came off, and some of the form already breaking off. So for the outsole, the grip still plenty, still there's a lot of grip. Just need this part peeling off, the rubber and the foam peeling off, same as this side.
I wonder how long it took him to get to 700 kilometers.
Same side.
Like how often he runs and how long his runs are.
Both on the front part, like more to shaving when I'm running. So this part came off. So this is more to my running gait, anything. So for the rubber, quite plenty, still got a lot of rubber. On the outsole here, already eaten off by the ground, but there's no performance issue at the shoe.
This is Pod 5, the first fully immersive sleep system. Intelligent.
That looks crazy.
The shoes, there's the rubber. There's a lot, but the grip, some of the grip came off, but still got plenty, and the grip is very thick. Moving to the Evo SL, And this one, I think, is a tough fight in 2025 for all other brands in the market, because
Okay.
the moment I got this pair of running shoes, when I ran on it, immediately I fall in love with this pair of shoes. It's bring me the memory of this
Good
one.
to know. Is this a
But
pre
this
W,
shoes
y'all?
has much more performance compared to that one. But both shoes, I really enjoy it and I really love it. For
Okay.
the upper, you see, both of the upper,
It looks like
there's
better
no
condition.
hole so far. The build quality on the upper
Way
is
better
really
condition.
good.
No
Even though
holes.
it's a white color, there's a lot of mud or the dirt. The shoes,
Yeah.
both shoes haven't washed it.
But if you got black, it would look better. But at least for the cushion, it don't look too like if y'all remember the New Balance, the New Balance looked a little like scrunched up. But
Yeah.
these ones look like
After
it's holding
this
up
one,
really
the last
well.
portion I think is
The overall
around
build.
500 kilometers.
With that traction in the bottom looking kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
And up to now, I haven't washed it. So far, all the stickers, all the stripe, nothing peel off. And for the midsole, you can see the wrinkle already came off. For the light stripe
little
form,
bit of wrinkle.
it's very robust. So it's famous with the robust. So the shaving off part just starting to came after 700 kilometers compared to
Damn.
all my shoes. All these parts shaving off came out around 300 kilometers. They starting to came out. So for this one, the Evo SL, yeah, just only this part is just starting the shaving on this part after 700 kilometers. Same as the other side, a lot of wrinkle of the shoes, but so far there's no shaving on here. But once we look at the bottom of the shoes, it seems like normal, but it's not normal. All this rubber becomes smooth and really slippery. And
Oh
especially
yeah.
this side,
I heard that the grip right here, I've heard that there's been a lot of better continental grips. But in this one specifically, I heard it's not the best. I'm not gonna
because
lie,
my
especially
toe
if you're
off
not
is
in
when my
perfect
toe
weather
off is on
conditions.
the side, outer side over here. So that is why the foam over here is totally eaten off. And some of the rubber already
Wow.
breaking off is no longer sticking to the light stripe foam. On the other side, because of my both landing and takeoff is different. This side is more to here, this side is more to the what we call midfoot, this more to the toe off. So I have two different landing stripe. So for here, just starting to eat off, I think is around 60% eaten off. And the rubber here same, all become a very smooth rubber. For the back here, just need some of the foam eaten up. And this one is small to middle part because of my different landing style. For the rubber, it look okay, but it's absolutely nightmare, especially running on the wet conditions.
Yep. That's what I've heard. The B-roll is smooth too. I love B-roll. It reminds me of, I think his name is Kof Uzi, but he makes B-roll like this, where it's like has like a nice clear like gray background. The sneakers like flying like this. I like that. I wish I could learn how to do it. I wonder if they hold it up or
Let's
what
move
exactly
to
they
the
do.
performance of the shoe. Starting off with the Rebel. Rebel shoes is lighter than the Evo SL by 20 grams. The Rebel I think is around 229 and the Evo SL is 249, so it's 20 grams heavier. The 20 gram lighter than the Evo SL. So the shoe is much more lighter and
Good to
there's
know.
no plates or anything. Basically, it's
Is he gonna
just
talk
a
about price?
fuel cell form all under the shoes. The shoes is really flexible.
I feel like
up
the
to
Rebel
this
might be
level,
cheaper.
and it can easily turn around. So that's why this is one of my favorite shoes that I use it on all my run, especially for my easy run, long run, fast tempo, everything. The shoes able to perform on it. So how I feel the shoes after this 700 kilometer or during this 700 kilometer, the shoes is really fast. But one thing is about this fuel cell form is when it's getting more and more distant in, more and more mileage in, the form seems like getting softened up. Once the form starting to soften up, my feet easily to bottoms up the shoes. That means when I land on it, I can easily feel the ground because the form already starting to soften up, started to break up. And And starting to feel the ground feeling of the shoes. It's rather than more to bounce. The shoes is more to like the old type of racer, more to the ground feeling when I land on it. I can feel the ground before I push forward. So basically, not the form is dead. This only the form is breaking off. The bounce getting lesser. It's become very soft. So when it's land on it, when I land on it, my leg tend to sink in. For the grip wise on the shoes, definitely there's no issue, except the form breaking up after around 500 kilometer. I can feel the form is getting less and less response. But overall, it's really a good speed day shoes. For USL, I did the same exactly training type of mileage, the type of training, same as the Rebel. So I bring these shoes out for all my.
We have a dangerous threat.
Get tickets now.
All my run. So for the upper, there's nothing. But for the form, it's really responsive. The form is much more firmer and the shoe is much more rigid compared to the Rebel. And there's one inside, there's a very small plastic or TPU shank in the middle to stabilize the form. So the front is getting softened also, but not as soft as the Rebel. But it's not as flexible as Rebel because of the structure, the design of the shoes. And the form still responsive, even though up to 700 kilometers, the form still really responsive. Nowadays, I bring the shoes more to treadmill running in the gym rather than running outside because of the grip itself. The grip is super terrible, and I started to encounter this issue after 700 kilometers when the shoes, all the pattern lines starting to wear off on this side. The shoes getting much more slippery day by day, especially when it's rain or running on a dry concrete. If you're running on wet concrete, absolutely nightmare. It's just like having a free ice skating when you're running on a concrete
Free ice skating.
Road with
That's
the
funny.
white line. Once you ran on the white line or the yellow line everywhere, you can feel the shoes actually is slipping around because the grip, even though they're using the Continental, but there's no grip on it. There's no line for the water to disperse, just like a car tire.
I hate when
like
my
running
green
on
screen
the
doesn't
super slick tires.
cover the
Once
whole
when
picture.
It's wet, just slip away. So that's why now I bring the shoes on the last 50 kilometers before reach 700 kilometers. I bring the shoes into the gym, and more of that is just complete his mileage in the gym itself because of the grip. For the performance, the response, the form not as squishy, even though the form very softened out compared to the first day I get, and I still can get the response from the form. Between these two shoes after 700 kilometers, what I really like about and what I'm not really like about. The first thing is we go with the upper. What I really like about the upper is the Rebel. The ventilation, the phantom fits, the lightness of the upper is not really contain a lot of water when it's rain. I really like the upper of the Rebel, even though it's starting to break off, but I still prefer the phantom fit upper compared to the Evo SL because Evo SL intend to contain much more water, especially when we are sweating a lot. It becomes much more heavier compared to the Rebel. So I prefer the Rebel upper. For the midsole, for the response, for the bounciness, definitely I will go with the Evo SL. Even though it's 700 kilometers, the shoes still can perform up to speed. Like this afternoon, I went for treadmill run. 10 kilometers, I ran at 4:20 pace, and the shoes still able to
4:20, 4 minutes 20 seconds.
Perform very nicely with a minimum lesser effort running with the shoes, and the shoes able to propel me for my next step. Is very bouncy and very stable and respond. Moving to the grip, definitely the Rebel will win in this category.
Damn.
You can see, even though after 700
2-1 Rebel,
we still got a lot of grip on the shoes. Compared to the Evo SL, it's absolutely nightmare when you're running on wet. So definitely the grip will be go to the Rebel. Now we move to the build quality of both shoes. So you have
Gotta be. It
of
gotta be
700
the
millimeter.
Evo.
Which shoes look much more bashed up. For me, Rebel look much more bashed up compared to the Evo SL after 700 millimeter. Even though both of my running style is the same, so you can see both shoes, the bashed up. This one look much more bashed up compared to this. So definitely the build quality maybe go to this one. The Evo
Oh, okay. I thought he
SL.
picked the Rebel.
So in the end, both daily trainer went through a lot with me. Rebel is my best daily trainer of 2024, and Evo SL is a tough fight for all the other brands because these shoes can easily win the 2025 best daily trainer, except the grip itself. Other than that, these shoes almost perfect. So that's all on my 700 km review on the New Balance Rebel version 4
Did he really leave us on a
and the
cliffhanger?
Adidas Evo SL. See you guys on the next
Hold
video.
on. Did bro give us a real like defining point on which one he liked the most?
For all the other brands because these shoes sell. So in the end, both daily trainer went through a lot with me.
Okay.
Rebel is my best daily trainer of 2024.
Like 2024.
And Evo SL is a tough fight for all the other brands because these shoes can easily win the 2025 best daily trainer, except the grip itself. Other than that, these shoes almost perfect. So that's all on.
I don't know how I feel about that ending. I feel like the Rebel V4 is still like his shoe that he still would run in even in 2025, even though he said this was like the base daily trainer for 2024. But I think that's another L for the Evo SL, sadly. But with that being said, I'm guessing these have to be, or not even these have to be. It's great that we're actually getting these authentic reviews and that we're seeing very like a lot of similarities with these videos because it means that what the people are actually saying and the comparisons is true. So with that being said, y'all take that with a grain of salt. Take that with just take that knowledge in if you guys are gonna cop the Evo SL or if you're looking into them. But with that being said, you guys, this is a great video to go ahead and react to. I don't know why this is popping up on my screen, but this was yet another good comparison video to react to. Go ahead and subscribe and notification bell so you get tapped in with more videos from me. But for now, I really recommend if you want to go ahead and see more on the first impressions and the overall just how the Evo SL comes out from the box, just like some of the design features, the comfort, and things of that nature, go ahead and click the video right here. I'll see you in that one.